Hey legal legend, welcome to Legal Lightbulbs, where we uncover bright ideas to power small in-house legal teams. I'm Verity White, the lucky lawyer who gets to chat with some of the smartest minds in the in-house legal world to help legal legends like you have a big impact with a small legal team. Welcome to the Legal Lightbulbs podcast. Bec or Rebecca? I should have asked before.
Bec.
Yes,
Yeah.
Bec. Bec.
A while ago, I rebranded.
Okay, great.
Rebrand to Bec.
That's good. I'll
but it was
update
because
everything.
when I started at RMIT, they already had a Rebecca Taube. So I had to I could either be Rebecca Taube 2
Yeah.
or I could be Bec.
Okay, Bec Taube,
Yeah.
BT. Today's guest, Bec Taube, BT, is navigating one of those powerful career moments, freshly stepping out of a role that she's loved and on the cusp of an exciting new chapter. Bec Taube has just wrapped up as General Counsel at Oxfam Australia and will be moving to a new role at Deakin University soon. And today we are talking all about strategy for small legal teams, one of my favourite topics. I do get very excited. And one of the things I wanted to chat with you about is the fact that you set up an incredible offsite strategy day for your small legal team. And I was really delighted to be a part of it. But I wanted to dig into this a bit more because I think strategy days and just even meeting together are so important for small legal teams in a hybrid work environment, especially. There's so many benefits from it. But often everyone gets buried in the hamster wheel of business as usual. So let's dig into the logistics and, if it's not too meta, the strategy behind the strategy and starting with how you approach creating a strategy day for your small legal team. So what was the reasoning for doing an offsite strategy day and how did you go about getting buy-in for setting it all up?
Thanks. Yeah, I think so. I started at Oxfam in July and I spent a few months getting to know the team, getting to know the business. I developed some ideas about what way I wanted to take the team and where I thought we could grow or develop. And so having a strategy day was really the opportunity to bring everyone together and get on the same page. And also for me to start introducing those ideas of what if we did things this way or how can we achieve this purpose better? What you can achieve in a strategy day will depend on your business and your client and what kind of work they want you to do and what kind of role they want you to provide as a legal team, as well as the composition of your team. So if you're a small team, but you have a huge support network of law firms that help you, that will look like a different strategy day than if it's just you and the team doing the work and getting it done. So first of all, spending some time understanding your business, understanding your team.
Yeah, you didn't just walk in, kick the door open and go, here we go, strategy.
I'm here to tear it up.
Fix your life.
Just going to burn everything down. Yeah. So I really wanted to ground the day very much in the organisation. So that was Oxfam, the most recent one. But I've participated and helped put together strategy days in other legal departments as well. And so I made sure I'm sent to the client.
Yes.
And I'd started with a guest from the business coming in who was the lead strategy. And we heard from them. And so she video dialed in to the date and we were happily ensconced in a law firm. We had the support of one of our external firms so we could genuinely go off site.
Yes.
And that's really a great way to allow your team to think and act differently because you are literally physically removing them from the way of doing things previously. You're putting them in a new space. So it's sort of permission to engage and work and communicate and think about things differently. So if you need to create that kind of space, literally going off site is really important. Don't just book a meeting room and then spend the whole day there.
And then old mate from whatever team knocks in, or the
emails ping or whatever.
Yeah.
So
and often, if you can, those external firms can be a bit bougie as well. So that's nice. Gets everyone thinking or creative or
coffee show. Something.
We love that. Yeah, Checklist Legal might have that one day.
Yeah.
Does. Yeah. We love the commons. There's always coffee around.
Or alternatively, if you've got a business or a company that has multiple locations, at L'Oreal, for example, there was a head office, but they also had a warehouse. And so being able to go offsite and visit the warehouse and spend time there and actually seeing things is a really great way for your team to see, here's a different part of what we normally see of the business. At RMIT, they have a flight school.
Yeah.
So we spent a strategy day for the legal team
that's so
literally
cool.
at the flight school. We had someone come in from flight school and tell us about their strategy and what they want to do. And it's just a really great way for you and a great opportunity for you to actually like permission to spend time with the business
I
in
love
their
that.
space.
Yeah.
Doing a site tour, putting on hard hats, wearing a high-vis vest.
Yeah, and it doesn't always have to be bougie fancy, but yeah, interesting, engaging, just different parts of the brain working and different ways of connecting with the team and the business. So good.
Yeah.
Love that.
So
Go offsite.
Yeah,
Literally, physically.
if you can swing it, go offsite. Don't just book a meeting room downstairs.
And you
Because
could just ask, right? You can always ask a law firm or anyone really. They'd probably be pretty happy to host you.
totally,
Yeah.
there's spaces.
Local cafe or something. Come
Yeah.
on, yeah. They've got a room.
So yeah, centering the business and putting yourself in the frame of when you consider the business great. So I started the last strategy day with someone from the strategy team of the organization coming in and talking us through the strategy. So that was a little bit of an idea starter and a contextualizer. And the way that I set it up was using a why, how, what framework, which is pretty not a groundbreaking framework of categorizing ideas or approaching things, but it meant that we would start with the purpose. What is our why? So what is the organization's why? And then what is the legal team's? Why are we even employed? And what is the value that we provide as a small in-house team, which is over and above what a law firm provides? So why would Oxfam bother having an in-house team when they could just use external lawyers? What's that difference in value? Because that's why we're there.
Yes. I think it's a simple framework, but it's even strategy or any of those purpose-driven questions can be so huge. So even a simple framework, like you said, the why, what, how, is that the right order?
I think I went why, how, what?
Why, how, what?
Yes.
Yeah. And I think just having those different lenses can be super powerful. Yeah, I think it's a great one. And why? Got to start with why, don't we?
Start with why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I made the team watch that Simon Sinek video.
It's a great one.
Although I got terribly embarrassed because he started talking about iPods. And I was like, oh, my team don't know what this technology is. That's from the olden days.
Oh my goodness. Do they really not? Do they be like, is
I
that
think-
like something to do with the podcast?
I don't know. It's like we had some young uni student paralegals and they were like, what is that? But anyway, luckily, why is eternal and transcends technology. So yeah, good to start with that.
Okay, great.
the
So
big
we've
picture
we've
questions.
gone off site. We've got a really good framework to go through. What next?
What next? The way that I ran the most recent day was with centering the business, understanding what our role is, and then bringing in some outside in thinking. So I got a guest speaker. It's Verity White from Checklist Legal. And I asked you.
We can talk about me in
Third
the first person. Who is this Verity? She sounds great.
She's amazing. I asked you to provide some of that managing complexity and how to simplify our approach to legal services, because I think that spoke really well to what I wanted the differentiator and the value for our in-house team to be over and above a law firm. And conveniently, I had been to the ACC National Conference a couple of weeks beforehand, and I knew Verity was you. Although speaking there, Verity was there delivering that content. And I was like, yeah, that's bang on. That's what I want to
Like the
expose my team to.
ACC conference, the Association of Corporate Counsel conference is so good because they have so many different, if you are a small in-house team or a solo, what do they call them? YOLOs? You're only legal officer or sole legal officer. They have a lot of different resources to support the different size teams. So do love the ACC, and the national conference is awesome.
Yeah. I had some internal stakeholder buy-in from the strategy team. I got some outside thinking, courtesy of yourself. And then the other thing that I did, which is I actually asked one of my team members to prepare a session and a component of it. And that was really powerful to give them ownership of something and also for them to actively lead their own professional development by getting inside a particular topic. And then they have to then champion it with the rest of the team when they deliver that session. I've seen previously someone who was quite a black letter lawyer, and it was their first in-house role in the team that I was in at the time. And they led a session on stakeholder management, and it was wonderful. It was like watching them blossom into this amazing in-house lawyer because of their opportunity to lead a session, the rest of the team, which was really great. Recently, I did one with a team member at Oxfam, and I gave them here's a couple of books on trust, and then getting them to say, okay, here's how trust works in this context, and how do we get our business to trust us, and how do we trust ourselves, and all that kind of stuff. So giving someone within the team permission to lead and own a topic and deliver themselves is really powerful, not just for them, because they get to, you only really know when you know something when you have to teach someone else.
Yeah.
So giving them permission to go deep on a topic and then lead the team on it, I think was a powerful opportunity for professional development for
I
them.
love that you've done that too, because so often I think people or more junior members in teams or even senior members in teams sit back, or they might be like, oh, I'll only put my hand up to speak about whatever changes in privacy law if I'm like an expert at it.
Yeah.
But there's one of the things, if you can say to someone, this is the thing I want you to speak about, they're probably like deer in headlights
Totally.
for a little bit. But
Yeah.
then once they do, they're like, oh my gosh, I can actually learn how to do anything.
Yeah.
How?
It's great to do with I don't like the word soft skills, but human skills kind of stuff, because anyone can read up on the privacy law or undo all the privacy data update.
Yeah.
Anyone can do that. And that's what AI is going to do in the future. AI.
Oh, I said AI
know I said
already.
it.
Look out. Look out.
But it's those human development skills.
How does it
and it's the
apply to
relationships.
us? Yeah. How does it apply to this specific business that we're paid to help?
So I got my business.
Yep.
I got an external view.
Yeah.
I got an internal from within.
Yes.
And then the other element, which I've brought in previously, has been to get someone in from the HR team or the people team or the people and culture team or whatever their current branding is.
Yeah.
I didn't do it most recently at Oxfam, but I've done it in different organizations where the HR team will either lead a session on professional development or you as a human, sometimes with the help of those psychometric tests.
Like a disc profile.
Like a disc,
or
a tetra map is another good one. You could do your classic Myers-Briggs if you want. One
astrology.
The one which we did at RMIT was one called Team Management Systems, and it's actually an Indian-based personality profiling research organization, and it was wonderfully insightful. So they're the kinds of things where the team fills in the profile and slides the slider on how much they agree or disagree with the statement or something, and the kinds of insights that they can bring, those kinds of tools can bring, and if they're delivered and communicated to your team by someone who knows the tool really well, can be really powerful and insightful, and it can answer a little like, why am I like this questions?
Yeah.
Or why are we like this? Like, why aren't we gelling, or why don't we immediately click, or what are our communication barriers? Because those kinds of tools, like I've heard a saying, like all of those psychometric tools are wrong, but they can all be useful.
Yes.
So they can be useful because humans, you can't put them in a 16 category box and then that's it, that's perfect. But using those tools can give you a language and a framework to talk about
Definitely.
stuff and those soft human skills.
Yes. It's an interesting one, actually, because I remember doing one in a small legal team back many years ago, probably like 10 years ago or something. And I think it was the disc profiles. And I came out different than everyone else in the team, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But I felt, it made me feel like, okay, I'm like a little bit, I knew I was a bit different.
You was a bit
but
different.
I was like,
this is why we're a bit weird with each other.
Yeah.
Because this is how you see the world and this is how you prefer to engage or like to communicate, and if it's handled sensitively by whoever the facilitator is, and you want them to do it sensitively so it didn't become you're different, bad outcome, but like, these are your strengths. This is how you like to do things.
Because everyone has strengths and weaknesses.
Everyone's strength and weaknesses. Strength and blind spots is the other way to characterize it. But
no weaknesses.
Just something I'm not focusing on right now.
Opportunities for improvement. Yeah.
And if they're done right, they can actually become a source of joyful interaction or playful interaction. And you wouldn't want to ever stereotype someone to being like, oh, you're a D, therefore you're like this in the disc profile. But it can be a bit like, oh, how's my D today?
Yeah.
Direct, okay, no small joke.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it is just that similar to, I think, Kate Sherburn, who's been a guest on Legal Lightbulbs, did that presentation at the conference on love languages and using love languages in business and that idea.
Beautiful.
It was just, so some people really want gifts. Some people really want like
small chats,
praise and affirmation or public adulation.
Adulation. I'll take both. And then once we've done those exercises within the team and got to know each other and even give each other permission to be the way that we then ask ourselves a bit of a question. Oh, so what do you think that client is? And once we had the framework and once we had the tool, we could actually understand a little bit better. Oh, that client will always take a face-to-face meeting over an email. And particularly when giving advice to senior executives, if you can work out, oh, that person, if I send them an email, they'll hate that because they're process-driven and they like methodical blah blahs, they'll love that. Or if they're a D or whatever kind of whatever, working out their preferred communication strategy helps you deliver the message in a more impactful way to the team. So even just giving the team little tools to think, oh, this person loves a bit of small chat, or we'll talk about the latest season of blah, blah. And then that will help build the trust because that's the kind of way that they like to receive information. And that will be a trust build for them as opposed to someone else, like an engineer or your chief executive who loves finance.
So good. I want to go and attend this strategy day, even though I did, but I didn't attend all of it. But yeah, I would really love to know more about it all. It sounds amazing.
Yeah, pop along.
Yep,
Whatever the
fantastic.
next.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm sure everyone is a bit jealous that they missed it. So we've
Done why.
We've done why.
We've done a little bit of the how.
Yes.
The other part of the how, which I was really keen to include a session on, was a survey. So I think I've spoken on a webinar previously about the difference for a legal team between brand versus reputation, and how brand is, what's the brand of the legal team? This is what you think you are versus your reputation being, what does the business actually think you are, and what is your actual reputation within the organization?
Yes.
And that there can be a difference between those two. And one of the ways that you can understand what your reputation is within business is to do a survey and a feedback survey or a net promoter score survey, anything like that. And when I did that webinar and I was like, oh yeah, great way to understand how the business perceives you is to do a survey. And then the moderator asked, have you done a survey? I was like, oh, good heavens, no. So I then took my own words and I did a survey a couple of weeks before the strategy day. And I was really careful to make sure that the questions would give the kinds of answers that we could use and that weren't either just going to be horrible, unfiltered criticism versus strengths versus how people react to getting an email from the legal team and that kind of stuff. Having a survey means you've got some nice quantitative data.
Yes.
As well as some qualitative. If people tell us what you think about the legal team, any other feedback, how can we do better? And sending it out in advance and sending it to key stakeholders across the business. They were actually really grateful for the opportunity to give us feedback.
So good.
And that it showed that we were like, we're trying, we care, and we want to know how well we fit in with you, because this is how we think we fit in with you, but we actually want to know. We want you to tell us. So then
on sending that survey, like it's, as you say, it's such a hugely powerful thing to do. I think people may overthink it of the complexity of what they need to do, or like going with their hat in their hand being like, I'm so sorry, and like, may you do this, but do please fill this out. So did you just bang together something in Microsoft Forms and then just email it to 10 execs, or what was the...
I think I sent it in an email, and then I also sent it into the execs Teams chat so that they couldn't pretend that they hadn't seen it. Multi-channeling.
Yes, trust but verify. We love this.
And I think it was like 5 or 6 questions. And then when I sent it out, I said, hi, we're running a strategy day. We want to know how we can be better and work better with you. Please take 3 minutes to do this 6-question survey.
Beautiful.
And they were a mixture of ranking, pulling, click the things, and then also a free text. So I got a nice mix of different kinds of data sets. And you never really ask the right questions in a survey, but that's okay. That's, you take what you can get. And so then we used the session, which was like, let's go through the survey. And because of the way Microsoft Forms is very intuitive, and it did all nice little graphs and pie charts and graphy things, and then took little snapshots of things, and we explored it together. And so we took new ways of thinking and our why and trust and all these aspirational ideas of what we want to be. And then we took some feedback from our clients about what we are.
Yep.
And then the next stage was, okay, how do we bridge that gap? Or what are some different ways and hows that we can be?
So good.
For our business.
So you chunked the day. There's so much in there already to unpack. I love this. I'm just imagining.
Too big.
People might be like sitting there with like red string trying to map it all out. So we've done what we want to be, where we're at now. There's a gap there between aspiration, potential, current, maybe.
Or it might be reinforcing, like, you're doing this great, keep doing it.
Yeah, in some areas, of course. I'm sure that there was lots of positive feedback on friendly, helpful, good advice. Yeah. And then how do we get to the top of the mountain?
Yep. Yes. So we're still in how, from the why, how, what. Yeah. And that was when I then took a few concepts that I was comfortable talking to, and I talked about lean and a little bit of human-centered design and a bit of a wastes analysis. A long time ago, a great little outfit took the 7 wastes of manufacturing. They did the 7 wastes of lawyers. Yeah. And so many of them are just very apt for in-house teams and learning how to be the difference between what just any other normal law firm can deliver. If you remove those wastes, then you become a really efficient legal team. And so I proposed some ways that we might bridge that gap between what we aspire to be and what our clients were telling us that we were for them
Yes.
and what they wanted us to be. And it was really just proposing sort of possible ways.
Yeah.
And different people within the team, noting their different personalities and different types, they might respond differently to different ways of approaching things. So if I get someone who is heavily introverted in the team and I say, everyone hates reading emails, from now on, emails are banned and you're not allowed to do emails and you can only deliver advice in meetings, that would break them. So working out what are different tools that would suit someone.
Especially because sometimes you need like a good, well thought out legal advice in an email. Yep. And you just have to have it there and people will like file away that email forever. Do you know what I mean? They'll be like, that'll be close to their heart forever. Yeah. There's some great emails out there. Thank God, because there's a lot of crappy ones too. Okay.
So that was the how.
Yeah.
And then moving on to the what, we, like many teams, we're like, let's update our precedents, and taking some of the ideas from what we learned about lean and what we learned about ourselves and what we learned about our clients, we looked at, okay, what are we going to do to update our templates? So we looked on our intranet, we got a report from IT that said, this is the most frequently downloaded template, and this is the most clicked resource on your little legal team's intranet. So we were like, great. So that's where we'll be able to have a big value or a big impact if we make changes to this item because it's the most tapped resource.
Yeah.
So we used a bit of quantitative data.
Perfect.
And we're like, oh, it turns out it's our consultancy agreement is our most used template.
Yes.
So what a great opportunity. And that was far and away the biggest used template. So that was the one that we were going to focus on applying a human-centered design lens to, and applying let's strip out all of the variables that we think are really important and we'll get rid of them, taking some of the lessons from Verity's How to Create Contracts Like Love workbook, which I then also sent the team home with copies of at the end of the day.
Okay.
And that sort of became a little bit of an action for going forward. So yeah, that was our why, how, what.
Amazing. I feel like I want to give you a round of applause because it's like such an incredible, and this is why I really wanted to have Bec on to talk through a lot of the logistics of setting it up. There's a lot in there, and obviously,
and like
you didn't just do it in an hour. You've practiced this and been involved in different ways.
And you could absolutely split it up as well.
Yeah.
Like you could do your personality tests or psychometric testing in separate day.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, you can do half strategy days every month on little bits of it. There's lots of different ways to do it. I think the important thing is to do it. But in terms of time and kind of energy and prep, just from that logistics side, and you had a lot of these ideas previously, but what kind of time commitment, just to show the kind of return on it? I think there's like a big return on investment for these, but I think a lot of people are like, it's too hard or something. There's something that stops them because things get busy and it gets pushed and pushed. I've been involved with running strategy days before where the clients have pushed them out and been like, no, we're too busy to have strategy. And I'm like, well, I wonder why you're too busy. So people can set themselves up for success. If they blocked up an afternoon, or what are we talking here in terms of getting this set up?
Yeah, you absolutely want to delegate parts of things. So getting one of your team members to lead a session, getting someone else external to come in, getting someone else from the business to come in. So a little bit of coordinating and just making sure it all hangs together. Because I delivered a session on lean and waste and value, I already had that content in the old file bank.
We love we love an outfit rewear, and we love a strategy session rewear. Yeah.
And then the other thing which I also did is I tapped external resources. So I gave the teams readings in advance of just some articles that I thought were really cool or things that I wanted them to be inspired by.
Yep.
One of my favorite websites is Portable. They're a great little human-centered design outfit in Melbourne. They do some really great access to justice thinking, and certainly for Oxfam, our counterparties and the partners that Oxfam would work with, sometimes English is their second or third or fourth language. So having documents and contracts that are really accessible and really readable and really clear is really important. And that actually becomes a purpose question. Like, are you as a legal team achieving your purpose to work with this partner if you're giving them a 30-page contract?
We love that. Yeah. Ethical obligations as well kind of come into it, I think.
So looking at other sort of places for inspiration, Portable Also, Laura Hartman, and check out too.
Oh, we love
She was
Laura.
like,
Yeah.
I had caught up with her at the ACC conference a little bit beforehand, and she told me about the work that she did with her literally doing some human-centered design, putting together an actual tool for people accessing data, giving the team here's some other ways of being in-house and here's some other ways of thinking. So I outsourced that by referring them to external resources as well.
Yeah.
So,
Pre-reading, so you don't
Bit
have
of
to do the
pre-read.
heavy lifting on the day as well.
yeah.
Awesome. We love that. What a fantastic strategy day. So we've had this incredible day. The team are buzzing. The vibes are glowing. Everyone's glazing on strategy. This is
a new thing?
This is a new thing to say glazing. If you like something, apparently. Glazing on strategy. Yeah. Anyway, let's pick up the lingo.
Yes. Yes.
So everyone's excited. Then Monday hits. We're back to those consultancy agreements. They're a bit of a drag. Blah, 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 blah. Inbox is full. And there's that gap again from the high vibes to the day to day. So how do you make that big picture vision and strategy stick in the day to day reality of lawyering?
A couple of ways. Because I had been at the ACC conference earlier, I'd had a lot of merch. Like I just shamelessly plundered all of the stores for a lot of merch. So
Perfect.
I gave everyone little presents to take home at the end of the day as like the reminder of the day, even if they were branded somewhere else. I was like, remember this from this day.
Yeah.
So giving someone a little token or a little slogan, coming up with a team slogan is also really fun. I don't know if that's...
I think it's great. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's a heuristic. It's one
a
of the
heuristic.
things,
It's a memory shortcut. It's a see it, say it, do it kind of thing. Coming up with our team motto, even if it's just for the next 6 months or for the next bit of the year, to bring everyone back to the good vibes of the day, the glaze of the day.
Sure.
And then also, if you've got your regular team meetings every week, build in an agenda item which reflects on either a thing that came up on the day or like, how can we do some of this that we said we were going to do? Or what we said we were going to do. Giving people responsibility and accountability for certain tasks. So it's like, you're going to lead the template project and then the responsibilities on them put into their work plans. And also in your one-on-one catch-ups with your team, ask them about specific things which picked up on the theme of the day. And it also, I know it's tricky when you're working remotely or, as many offices are, hot desking. You might not necessarily have a place that is yours, but if you worked out your team strategy, if you built a strategy house, if you put together a diagram, put it up on the wall.
Yes.
Or put it in your background so that it's there when you're interacting with each other so that people are reminded, oh yeah, we agreed that's how we were going to be. Like we're going to act with courage and we were going to do these things. And then the question is, oh, how can I make this email more courageous? Or how can I...
Yeah. And other people talk about it as well if you've got kind of other people in the office. So then they'll be like, oh, I see you've got a legal strategy, and they might call you out on it if you're not meeting something.
Yeah. Or they might ask you to participate in their strategy day.
Yeah.
Or just build that.
Look at this. We love it. Oh, so good. Okay. We've got physical reminders of the actual day from plundered merch, which we love. And we've got team slogans and then physical office reminders, putting things in team meetings. I think it's so important because if it's important, just having a standing spot there. And if it's not important, then come up with something better to focus on.
And designate people to have responsibility
and ownership. So good, because then it's not just all on you as GC or head of legal to be like, obviously you're accountable for it, but not necessarily the day-to-day of it. Okay, awesome. Such good tips there. Small legal teams almost always mean small budgets, as we know, but the workload never shrinks. So what's your approach to kind of scaling that value and output, meeting that huge strategic vision of all the bits and all of the things? And do you have, this percentage of the team budget goes to team members, or this is for external, or do you have a magic formula or something everyone can follow?
No, I don't.
Sorry. I was just checking.
Do you know the answer to the world? No, I don't. I think it will depend on each team. Oxfam was quite a genuinely special place to work because a lot of its external support was pro bono. So mad shout out to the pro bono legal law firms who provided that legal support. It's just unparalleled and amazing. Returning to a more budgeted environment, I'm sure I'll have some questions to ask about proportions of team and external, and as well as things like professional development. I know that is, everyone thinks of professional development as only being the paid course or the actual formal learning, but that sort of professional development is actually in that day-to-day application of and prompting with questions to be like, how can this communication be more blah, blah.
Yep.
So sorry, I don't have the
Damn
magic
it. I just
answer.
thought I'd check. Just thought I'd double check.
Flip it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I forgot to double check with you this idea of the legal team strategy. Obviously, we have a legal team strategy, we have a business strategy. And legal team might be, we don't really want to do this boring work anymore, but the business wants it done really quickly, but we have no budget. So how do you balance that legal team strategy and vision with the business strategy and like the outcomes they want to achieve, and which wins?
It's
In a
it's really hard to when you're working in a support function. So like your legal team, your HR team, your IT team are often not the heroes of the business. They're the backstage crew who support and bring on the beautiful show. And your marketing team or your sales team, they're the main actors and heroes.
Yeah, you're just in the back falling on the ropes, wearing all black. Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard to see yourself in an organizational strategy. I think one way which I really liked it was the way that at one point Maya had a strategy of customer service, and the way that they reflected their support functions was first to call them support functions. So to actually posit them not just as corporate or head office, but they were the support functions. And they were the sort of slogan was, if you're not supporting a customer, if you're not serving a customer, you're serving the person who is serving the customer. And that's framing the legal function in that supporting and enabling way can be really helpful to place yourself in that big corporate vision. One thing which at RMIT they actually did, they set their annual operating plan. So they've got their strategy and their operating plan to deliver on the strategy. And they actually had a section which specifically called out, we want our finance and governance team to be efficient and valuable service providers. So using those two terms of efficiency and value meant that we could then say, okay, that's where we're going to focus our efforts on. And that's where we're going to focus our strategy on, being efficient in not being the handbrake, not creating 30-page contracts, and valuable being that we're not just going to be the naysayers, we're going to be the enabling.
Find a way.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I love that, like tapping into the wording and the strategy or the vision of the business to try and bring it home. Yeah. Amazing. We are on to the lightning round, Bec. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm excited. So obviously this is just quick answer question. Hopefully it works.
I may rabbit on.
Yeah, that's okay. Look, there's no real rules. I'm like, this is the rule, but it's actually not a rule. Okay, so here we go. Lightning round. Your current go-to productivity tool or habit?
I'm gonna go with a habit.
Love it.
That is, it's something from, oh God, is it lean or is it agile? It's just start less, finish more.
Okay.
Which is, don't have 30 things on the go, because then you'll never finish all of them. Because I'm a sucker for a procrastination and a distracted by the shiny thing. And they're like, I'll just do this little thing over here. And there's a giant big thing over there. Forcing yourself to say, I'm going to do some deep focus. I'm going to do this. I'm going to finish it.
Yes.
Because having 30 things on the go is not efficient.
Start less, finish more. Love that. What's one thing you wish more in-house lawyers knew?
I think sometimes in-house lawyers don't recognize what their value is. And from one lens, it is absolutely the organization or the company. They can either get external legal advice and pay for it, and that will cost them X, but they've decided to employ you with all of the overheads and all of the on-costs that having an employee means. So what do you represent for that hard dollar value? And the true value isn't necessarily the memo or the email, although that's an important part.
Important, yeah.
The value that you provide is often the change in client behavior. And that's really hard to measure.
Yeah.
And it's also hard to measure missed or avoided risks.
Yeah.
Like it's like measuring
days since injury.
Yeah. And I think a lot of legal teams don't appreciate that, particularly with the age of AI coming upon us. That value, that delta, is the human part of it. So AI or a law firm won't know how to deliver advice to that executive, but you will, because you've been in meetings with that executive. You know what their bugbears are. You know what slang terminology is going to get them interested. Some executives will love it if you swear in front of them, and some of them will hate it.
And you know the law.
And you know the law.
Hopefully.
Plus.
Yeah.
So that, I think what I wish more legal teams knew in-house was like their value isn't the type of the words, although that's keep the receipts. The value is the human connection and the change in behavior. And sometimes that change in behavior can be they don't say the defamatory thing, or they have you in the meeting. That's a change in customer behavior, bringing your lawyer into the meeting so that they can be there at the ground, or they can kick you under the table, or you can be like, this is a good deal, whatever. I don't know. Yeah.
Know the value. And it is the lightning round, so I shouldn't ask questions.
Wait, no.
But I also would just say I think it's often in-house lawyers don't understand their value as well, like you've said. But internally themselves, they might have this vision of, like in-house lawyers are lesser lawyers. And so they already downgrade themselves in a way. So I think, come on, guys, get around yourselves.
Yeah. When I was a graduate, people referred to people who left the firm as people who couldn't hack it. So they took a cushy in-house job. It's like, it's crucial. But now I'm like, you law firm lawyers could never do what I do.
Yeah, exactly. It's just it's just different. It's very different. Okay, so that was a long lightning round question. One thing you wish every legal team would stop doing, and maybe that's the flip side of that question, but one thing you wish every legal team would stop doing.
I think something which is a little bit a similar kind of question, like it's stop being a lawyer first and be,
What?
I know, obviously, like underline a duty to the court is as an officer of the court. Yes, we know that. But I think something that I grew to understand in like my first in-house role in Maya was I actually stopped being a lawyer and I started being a retail professional with deep subject matter expert in the law.
Okay, so stop seeing yourself as
lawyer first.
Yes. So we have destroyed the lightning round, but one more lightning round question.
Yes.
Book, article, or resource you'd recommend?
Creating contracts for clients.
What a great one.
I literally did give all my team copies of your book.
Yeah,
that was
I know. And you bought them and I was like, Bec, I'll send them to you.
Supporting the businesses.
Yeah, no, I appreciated it. It was great. Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just pulling my leg there.
No.
Yeah. We'll put the link to that in the show notes.
Especially for legal teams, if it's their first in-house role and they're actually like, permission to do law differently.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. That's very sweet. Well, we ask everyone, what's a legal light bulb moment that you've had recently about the law or lawyering in general?
I don't know. Like I love working in-house so much.
Yeah.
It's so fun. And
that can be a light bulb for sure.
I think when I first went in-house, the way that I described it was a law firm sent me on secondment full, but it felt like the blinders were taken off and permission to be and do law in really different ways was just thrilling and exciting. And I think taking it back to our topic for the day, doing the strategy day with your team is a great way to give your team permission to innovate and be different.
Yeah. So good. We love a strategic legal light bulb moment. Thank you so much, Bec Taube, for coming along. I'm excited for you on your new role. Wonderful hearing all about your previous roles and all the strategic wonders that you've created and had for your clients and team members. So I'm sure Bec would love to connect with anyone on LinkedIn or, I don't know, were you on the TikToks or the LinkedIn?
I don't glaze on no TikTok.
LinkedIn it is. Thank you so much for coming along to Legal Lightbulbs.
Thanks for having me.
That's it for this episode of Legal Lightbulbs. You'll find all the good stuff in the show notes, including links, resources, and guest details. If something sparked an idea for you, please share the episode with a colleague or connect with me, Verity White, on LinkedIn, and let me know what resonated. It really helps me shape the show for other legal legends like you. Legal Lightbulbs is brought to you by Checklist Legal, a B Corp certified commercial law firm helping small legal teams in big brands modernise and transform the legal function to do business better. If you're thinking about kicking off your own transformation project, book in a chat today and let's make sure you kick it off on the right track. Until next time, happy contracting.